Hi, and welcome to Ask Anslie. I'm Anslie Stokes from the Stokes Group. Each week, we'll be answering our clients' frequently asked questions about buying, selling, and all things real estate. This week, we'll be answering the question, how does a buyer pick a lender? One of the first steps towards homeownership is to go through the pre-approval process with a mortgage lender to determine purchasing power. Before buyers start touring properties, we encourage them to get pre-approved with just one strong, reputable local lender, as opposed to one of the big national banks, such as Bank of America or Wells Fargo, an online outfit, or a lender based out of state. The lender they select should physically work in our metro area so they are accustomed to our regional sales contract, understand the standards of practice in our area, and have a good reputation within the real estate community. It is critical that the lender underwrites their loans in-house, which means the person who verifies that the buyer meets all of the guidelines required for the loan program also physically sits in the same office as the loan officer. It is also critical that the lender manages their own pool of appraisers in-house through their compliance department, instead of through a generic appraisal management company to obtain an appraisal on the property the buyer is under contract on. Appraisal management companies, or AMCs for short, are third-party middlemen who pool together appraisers and handle the ordering and tracking of appraisals in exchange for a hefty cut of the cost of the appraisal. Some of the challenges we see in working with the big national banks like Bank of America or Wells Fargo is that while their loan officers are based in their local branch offices, they underwrite all of their loans from across the country at one central location. This means they are processing tens of thousands of loans from all over the country at any given time. Here is just one example of how that can play out poorly. In some parts of the country, settlement dates are firmer than others. In our area, the contract states that time is of the essence, which means, among other things, that the settlement date in the contract is firm and a buyer is considered in default if the settlement date is missed. In other areas of the country, the settlement date is just a target date, and it is not the end of the world if it is missed. Central underwriting offices tend to operate as if all areas of the country operate in the latter category, which can be detrimental to a buyer in our area. Once the buyer has identified a property to make an offer on and it gets accepted by the seller, they can opt to shop for a lender by calling at least one other lender to compare interest rates and loan terms and pick the best option to lock in with. We consistently maintain that working with a local, reputable lender who underwrites in-house and self-manages their pool of appraisers is the best way to ensure that financing their purchase goes as smoothly as possible, and that the buyer's choice of a lender does not negatively impact the seller's decision on whether or not to work with their offer. As a buyer, seller, or homeowner, you probably have a few more questions, and we'd love to answer them. Call us at 202-270-1081. Email us at anslie@thestokesgroup.com, and be sure to keep your eye out for our next video.